Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the May 25th Special Events Team Meeting. Beautiful, beautiful morning. So happy to be in spring, summertime again. We will, as per usual, do our round of introductions. Just to remember, this is being live streamed. So one, make sure you use your mic so the system picks us up. And two, mind your P's and Q's and language, please. Not that I think anybody's ever said anything untoward in a special events meeting, but precautionary warning. We will start with introductions. My name is Maria Wegg with the Office of Community Engagement here at the City of Boise, and we'll go around the table. Start with you, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie White, Ada County Highway District.
Vince Vergara, City of Boise Parking.
Dinko Milkovich, Central District Health.
Summer Altieri, Boise Parks and Rec.
Heather Lyle, Downtown Boise Association.
Joe Deathman, Boise Fire. Jesse Tappert, Boise Fire.
Jeff Nia, Boise Police.
Dwight Kirkland, Boise Police.
Rachel Holford, City of Boise Emergency Preparedness.
Kelly Frank, City Clerk's Office.
And online, I think we have Leslie from VRT.
Hi, Leslie Pedroza, Operations Director at VRT.
And Cameo.
Cameo Aiken, City County Paramedics.
Thank you. Anybody else online?
Yes, we have Sydney Murphy with City Risk Management.
Sydney?
Morning.
Morning. Do we have Ed or Conrad today? Okay, great. All right, we have first event, super fun, really excited to have this event back. It is the 2022 World Village Fest. Dio.
Yes. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you for having me. Okay, good. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
All right, do you have looks like your map is up. Do you have a presentation for us today?
Yeah, well, normally I'm not the one that does this. Yeah, I just come hang out with the person that does. But yeah, I guess when you say presentation, we have the map of where we're back this year. This is something that an event that we've been doing for the past, I'll say, this, if there was no pandemic, this would have been our 7th or 8th year. So we've been doing it for about 5 years before the pandemic, and the the footprint was at the Cecil D. Andrews Park downtown. It's a 3-day event. We start on Friday till Sunday, and it's a multicultural where we celebrate our community here in Idaho. And wow, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say, but I'll keep.
No, it's all okay. Why don't we just start this time, since you're not usually the person that does it, by going around the room and asking questions.
Okay.
And then we'll capture any additional information we need. But
Great.
we can easily just start with questions this time.
Okay.
And I was going to say, I do have the application pulled up if we just want to walk through the dates, the times, the festivities and activities, and then kind of ask from there too, if that would be helpful.
Okay, I can actually lead with that. Yes, the date is June 24th, 25th, and 26th. We intend to be at the park like 8 o'clock on the 24th that morning, but the event itself doesn't start officially till 4 p.m. that day. It goes from 4 till 10. And then on Saturday, we start at 9 o'clock till 10. We start with yoga. And then gradually work our way into the cultural performances. And then at the end of the evening with a band, regional or national band playing. And then Sunday, the same thing. We start at 9 o'clock and we finish at 6 o'clock on Sunday. So, nothing has really changed from what we've always done, except that I think prior to this, we closed all the roads around the park. Last time that we did, I think we left one lane on 6th Street, but this time around we're closing everything just for security and to mitigate liability. Because we have a lot of kids. We do soccer games, use soccer games in front of the Capitol. So, and we did that last time, but we just want to make sure that we have a little bit more security on things, to mitigate liability on the organization. So that's the only thing that's different this year, just that instead of leaving the 6th Street open, the one lane open, that's all going to be closed. So everything else is being the same footprint where we put the big stage. It's always, prior to 2 years ago, we used to put in front of the, close to the Capitol, because it's beautiful when you have the Capitol building in the picture. And, but we saw that, as far as the logistic wise and the comfort of the performers and things like that, we decided to move that to back the 6th Street, and we've done that I think twice already before the pandemic. So nothing has really changed. One thing that's changed is and I think we discussed that the last time we were here, was the alcohol, because we used to kind of have a beer garden, but we keep getting a lot of I won't say complaints, because I was a parent once. I'm still a parent, but like with little kids, and the father just think that if we keep it, if we make the whole place, they can be with their kids. It's just a little bit easier for them to enjoy the festivities and be there even longer and just have fun. So the thing that we did this year is to make the old park alcohol. So we created the same model that 3-4 does. We have 4 exits. 2 will be closed. It will be for emergency exit, and 2 of them will be open throughout, where we have securities as well. So yeah, I guess I think.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you so much. Let's start with ACHD.
Hey, Dale.
Hi.
We'll get together a little bit after
Okay.
this and
Okay.
go over the traffic control plan. But one of the things, if you're going to have the bathrooms on 6th Street,
Okay.
we need to make sure that the doors don't open up into the pedestrians.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so we have to maintain the walkway, or we're going to have to detour the pedestrians on
Okay.
6th.
Okay. I think what we've always done before with that, because we want to make it it kind of you can ADA compliance. Yeah. So we use also because of the pathway within the park. We use that, and also the curb area, so that's easier.
So the doors are going to face towards the park instead of
Yes.
towards the sidewalk.
Exactly. That's what we're thinking. Yeah.
And then you're going to have like a hard surface on the grass, or
well, I think that's it. We don't have a hard surface on the grass because we don't touch that.
because wheelchairs have difficulty maneuvering on grass.
on the grass. Okay, then maybe that's something that we need to look into. Then maybe we just need to close it, because.
Yeah, so you can submit a pedestrian plan and we can
Yes.
just kick the pedestrians over to the other side of
Other
the
side of the
road.
Okay.
Yeah,
that
they
would
can
work.
just detour.
Instead
on-
of the 6th Street, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I
Yeah,
will let
and
them know.
then on your traffic control plan,
Okay,
you showed that Jefferson Street traffic was gonna go left onto 6th Street and south from there. And so are we closing 6th Street
yes, I did
altogether?
tell them that. Yeah, we're closing 6th Street.
Okay,
Yes.
so we'll need to
That to be
adjust that.
modified. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure they can. I'll call them as soon as I.
Okay,
do
perfect.
that.
We'll
Thank you.
get together.
So pedestrian, yeah, because I forgot to bring my
Oh, and one last question.
Cody. Oh, Mike, okay, that's right. Yes, sir. Okay, yeah.
We're gonna maintain access because on what is that, the northwest or southwest corner of Bannock, we have those apartments, and of course, we have other businesses in the area, and we need to provide access out of there for them
Okay.
at Capitol and Bannock.
Oh, Capital and Bannock. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We need to look at that, and then
Okay. So
And-
what we used to, normally we do have, even when we, because this year, I mean, we're gonna have a trust that's gonna do a placemaking to kind of show where the event is at. That's something that's changing. We never had that before, but it's gonna, we're deciding to put the trust there to, and I think I'm gonna, I think that's gonna be. Now, I'm trying to even think this. Let's meet after this
Okay,
so I can,
okay.
because,
And
kind
then-
of talk more
and
about that.
then
Yeah.
the very last thing is,
Mhm.
what time do you plan on starting the closures on the 24th?
On Friday. I think,
It says 4 PM here, but I didn't know if that's when you're kicking off on the event or if that's.
no,
when you're
that's when we're
starting the
kicking off on
closure.
the event. I think before they've always closed like around 12.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's when they've always done like between, like, I know that because they're there early in the morning to kind of set stuff up. I think around 12, they kind of do that. Yeah.
Okay, and then are you gonna be taking care of the parking and everything too?
Oh, yeah.
Keeping from
Yeah.
people? Okay, okay.
We're talking to
We'll chat later. Okay,
Dr. Vince about
thanks.
that. Yeah, thank you.
Dio, thanks for taking my calls and emails and everything. You and I have everything worked out with the parking and
Thank you.
when we're gonna block everything off and our responsibilities and parking for you. So we're set to go. We have
Okay.
everything we need from you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
you're
Thank
very
you,
welcome.
Vince.
You betcha.
Hi, Dio.
Yes.
So just a couple of things to take care of as far as Central District Health is concerned. Have you submitted a notification of the event to our front office yet?
I think our vendor coordinator is supposed to do that. I'm thinking they've done it, but again, I can't, because I didn't ask that question yesterday when I talked to her. Yeah, but what she had asked me, because her daughter's graduating today, so she couldn't come. But she can follow up with anybody that have a question in regards to the vendors, food, health, and all that kind of stuff. So
Okay, and that would be Nikel?
no, Christine Montgomery.
Christine?
Yes.
Okay.
Nikel is also on it, but Nikel had a death in the family. Her father passed yesterday. She's the one that usually do all this stuff, and so that's why I'm kind of, I just kind of sit and listen. But that's why I'm on the hot seat today.
Oh, you're doing a good job, man.
Thank you.
The event is a month out, so we should
Yes.
have plenty of time to
Okay.
process all of your vendor applications and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I'll follow up with you and and potentially Christine as
Okay,
well.
yeah, yes, I will get you Christine's information and I'll call her as soon as I leave here too as well. Because I know that, you know, again, she does this thing a lot. She's an event coordinator. She does for 3/4 and she does, you know, she does her own events and stuff. So I'm sure that she knows, you know, what should be done, but I'll have her call you or, you know, to kind of discuss that with you. But if they have not done it, then I'll be taking that on. I will submit that application.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Hey, Dio, I'm not going to put you on the hot seat today because I'll call Nikel. So it's okay. We're good for that. Thanks for putting the stage on the other side again. And then when they load in, let's just remind them to do the weights like on the grass
Okay.
so that they don't try to go over the sidewalk. Because
Okay.
I think the first year they did it, but it's been a couple years.
Okay.
So we'll just remember to do that and we'll go and check and make sure the trees are trimmed up for you guys for that
Yeah.
weekend.
One
Do you-
thing,
yeah.
go ahead, sorry.
Do you know what you guys are going to use for your beer fencing? Just like bike rack? Or have you decided yet? I
We
can't-
have not, but we're working with Pete, you know, on fencing.
Okay, that's fine. We can
So,
follow up on that.
Yeah,
But just,
we're
I wanted
working
to
on
make
that.
sure.
And let me ask this question. So even if we make the old park, the alcohol, do we still need to fence the actual beer, you know,
Nope.
itself? Okay.
I like your idea that you're going to do that. And then all the
fine.
families can be included. And there's not like
Exactly,
a
yeah.
stopping place. Yeah. As long as there's friendly stuff. You
Yeah.
would have to fence it at where the grass is, like where your vendors are on the outside on the road.
Okay.
They'd be separate. Maybe you should talk with police more on that. But from what I understand is you fence the park. So they couldn't go out with their alcohol onto the street.
Oh, okay. But
So we-
if we're blocking the road, we're taking over the road, can they fence it or behind the vendors or?
Let's find out a little bit more information about it.
that? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
because that's part of, anyway.
Yeah, I know they want to be part of it too, but
Yeah,
as far as the park's concerned, you can fence around the park and
yeah.
we'll go from there. So
Okay.
that is good on our end. And we can also help you on the porta potties if you want to keep them on the grass and we'll find a spot for them.
But
Yep.
okay, good, yeah. 'Cause-
Other than that, I'll follow up with you and Nikel on like little details. So,
Thank you.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Appreciate that.
Hope you want that.
So, I have a full-time job, everybody, and this is, so, I mean, and anyway, it's just.
You're doing fine.
Thank you.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well.
Good. So I think Debbie already addressed my first question, was the road closure at Capitol and Bannock, particularly with the residents in the Key
Residents,
Bank building
okay,
there.
Okay.
So just let me know for sure. And then I have a neighborhood notification form that I can email to you.
Okay.
And if you need help getting in touch with the property manager over there, with anyone, let me know. And I
Okay, yeah,
can
that'll be
definitely.
great. I'll probably need help.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
So that was the first thing. And then in 2019,
Yeah,
according to the like post-event reports, I kind of looked it over.
yeah.
Our DMT team, our maintenance team downtown, spent quite a bit of time cleaning up afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if that was ever communicated back to you or not, but I would, if you could just get together with Conrad and really make a solid plan to have enough dumpsters, to have a like volunteer base that is, or someone that's responsible for really managing that, that would be really helpful.
Okay. Yeah, because even during the festival, we usually, because I felt with on top of that pretty well, because we empty the dumps ourselves, because I'm part of the people that do that. And we put what goes in recycle bin and what goes. So I'm not sure, how this could have happened, because we're very, very aware of that.
Yeah.
And to try and keep the park itself clean and everything. So, so that's news to me, to tell you the truth. But again, thanks for, the notification. I will just be a little bit more, I will let people know, to just make sure we're aware of that as well.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm fairly new to it. I wasn't here on this, in 2019. It was just the report that I read. So, but it was particularly post-event, like maybe not so much during, but cleaning up afterwards.
Afterwards, okay.
Yeah, they spent quite a bit of time in the park, so that would be
Okay.
appreciated.
Okay. Is it on the road or in the park itself that this situation happened? Do you know?
Kelly, did it say? I think it was in the park. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, please, if I can get that out.
Yep. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, it's Jesse with Boise Fire. How you doing?
Hi, Jesse. I'm good.
Just
How
a
you
couple of
doing?
concerns. Question for you. Where the soccer is going to be taking place there, is that, you guys are, I assume, laying some type of turf down or something for that?
No, what we've done, we don't have turf. We mark the actual road and then we clean it up after.
Okay,
It's a kind of a removable marking because it's like simulating how it is in most foreign countries. Like, they put a goalpost and everything and they play on the actual asphalt.
okay.
So,
Are there going to be any structures right there? I don't see any on the drawing, but no
no,
structures in that area.
there's no structure really. I mean, it's a collapsible collapsible goalpost that we
Okay.
put there, and then we remove that after.
And those
So
are
it's-
all easily movable.
Oh
So
yeah.
I guess my question is, if we needed to get through there, we could move anything there that's there out of. the
Oh
way.
yeah. There's nothing that's gonna be
Okay,
like kind of stuck on the ground or or nailed or yeah, no.
okay.
It's just all yeah.
I don't think we have any issues with that area there.
Okay.
I like the emergency access on 6th Street. You're going to keep that open all the way through, closed, but open all the way through.
Yes.
Same thing on Bannock, all the way through.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I wanted to discuss real quick was the stage.
Mhm.
Can you send me the technical spec sheets for that stage? And then we're also probably going to need a structural engineer to evaluate that because it's bigger than 400 square feet the day of.
It's the same stage we've been using for the past since we've been doing the event, so nothing's changed. on
Okay,
that stage.
have you sent those documents in the past?
Yeah, I'm not sure they send it in, but I know it's the same guy that we've been using. Because normally we don't use a small stage because of the traditional performance.
Right.
You have about 20 people on stage. And so we have this big stage, but ever since we've been at that park, nothing has changed as far as the staging.
Okay, that's fine. We need to make sure that the stage is safe every time we set it up.
Oh,
So that's why
really?
we have these
Okay.
requirements, because you could set it up, not that you guys would do this, but you could set it up in an inappropriate manner where it's not safe. So we just need to make sure that that stage is set up the way it's supposed to be set up. So I'll work with you.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and
I'll
I'll
give you a
get
call.
Rob Baker is our guy that does this stuff, coming case. And now we'll all kind of, looping together.
I'm sure there's not going to be any problems.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
The food trucks.
Mhm.
So looks like you're going to have a lot of food trucks on Bannock there.
Yeah.
What I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to send you a document. They have to get a fire department inspection every year. And some of them
The
are,
food trucks.
yeah, the food
Okay.
trucks. They should all know about this, but some of them are not doing that.
Okay.
So if they show up to your event and they don't have proof of their inspection,
Yeah.
we're going to send them home.
Okay.
So
All right.
I'll give the document to you. You can
Okay.
send it out to all your vendors
Okay.
and get confirmation that they actually received
Leave
it.
that. Okay.
And could you send me a list of all your vendors as well?
Yes, I will. I will have Christine, I'll get your card or something before I leave. So I'll have Christine kind of get that to you.
Yeah, we'll
'cause
stay in
I'm not
communication.
really-
And then I think that's most of my concerns.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Christine. Thank you.
Mhm.
Appreciate that.
Hi, Dio.
Hello.
Jeff.
Hi.
So your question, I think Summer kind of hit about the fencing. So
yeah.
if you're gonna do the whole park, wherever the alcohol is gonna be, has to be fenced off.
Okay.
If you want to have the fences behind some of the vendor booths.
Yes.
You'll have to make sure and work with ACHD on the plan, like she was talking about, to reroute pedestrians, because the fence will block off part of the sidewalk, most likely, it sounds like. Because if you're taking the fence all the way to the vendors are out in the street, right?
Yeah, they're gonna be on the street. Yeah, because we don't live in the park. Yeah, okay, if that's the situation, because again, it's. I'm gonna talk to Debbie more.
Sure.
So if it's something that's gonna cause a problem for us, then we may just move it over to the grass, the fencing, and leave the. But if not, if it's something that we can do, then we will go around the vendors as we plan. Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. As long as wherever the alcohol is kind of contained. So I'll let you and Debbie and
Okay.
your yourself work on how that looks.
Awesome.
But beyond that, we should be fine.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Who do you have that's helping with security on the footprint?
Well, we're talking to Matt. They've always they've always been our security people. So.
Awesome. Do you happen to know how many people you'll have there from MAV?
We don't know yet.
Okay, not a problem, not a problem.
We don't know yet. Yeah.
So for emergency preparedness, we're going to need to see that traffic control plan once that gets situated and put
Okay.
together so that we can share that with the other responders.
All right.
And then obviously the traffic closures for Key Bank, since we do work with them so closely, we want to make sure that we're aware of what those instructions are going to be for them. And then as things
Oh, I'm sorry.
for Key Bank where.
Okay, back. Oh,
Yes.
the tenants. Okay.
Yeah.
That's other end. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yes, because we're usually the ones that get the phone calls
Oh,
when they're
got it.
questioning how to
Okay.
get in and out
Okay.
of there
Okay.
during the event.
Okay.
So just trying to get everything kind of wrapped up together
Okay.
so we can share that accordingly.
Okay.
As you go through the planning, we may step in to say, hey, let's get everybody back together so
Okay.
we can look at the plan
Mhm.
as an overall
Okay.
and then just finalize it together. But we'll wait and hear from
Okay.
ACHD and some
Okay.
of the others to see if we need to do that.
Okay, now let me just ask a question in regards to that, the tenant situation that we're talking about. The bank is open till 4. I mean, are they open, like, do they have to have access to it 24 hours? Is that the idea? Not just the bank. Okay, no, because I'm just thinking if we have somebody there to open, like kind of a security person to be able to, open that space for people to get in, whatever, if they blocking that, will that solve this situation?
Sorry, yes, that's what we have done in the past. So
Okay.
what they do is if we can give the instructions, they'll get a parking pass.
Exactly.
And they'll give that to all of their tenants or anybody that needs to get in
Okay.
there. They do also like to have their
Mhm.
teller lane available to
Okay.
customers
Okay.
during their operational
Okay,
hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, at least maybe during the time that we're there, we will have somebody there to hopefully, if we go that direction. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi,
It's gonna-
Dio.
it's
It's so
gonna-
great to see you again.
Same here, Kelly. Thank you.
It's been a long couple of years. We are
Yeah.
all definitely, we were a little rusty last year with a few events that happened. We're a little rusty this year still. So we definitely feel your pain, a lot of to-do lists, a lot of details to dial in. So we'll keep in touch with you and Nicole.
Awesome. And
yeah,
I would like to
Christine.
add Christine as well. Yeah, because she's our main vendor person. So
Okay.
yeah.
I don't think
logistics.
that I have her contact information.
Okay,
So,
I'll give that to you before I leave. Then.
okay, that'll be perfect. Let me just double check here. So obviously the health department needs your list of vendors.
Yeah.
And I will need a copy of that too.
Okay.
So we can verify that their city eating and drinking mobile licenses are valid. And that's something I was talking to your team.
Yeah, I have a question about that. What does our special events permit cover for the vendors? Does it cover anything at all?
Yeah, it does cover, typically vendors need a vendor license and an
They
eating
need
and
a separate
drinking
one.
mobile if they're not participating in a special event. If they are with a special event,
Exactly.
they still need the eating and drinking mobile license.
They need eating and drinking.
Yeah, if
Okay.
it's a food and beverage vendor.
Okay. Okay. All right. Because I, for some reason, I think I was under the impression that our permit covers them. Because that's what I told Christine. Because she
With the vendor licenses, yes.
with the vendor licenses. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know we talked about that a little bit with the global village market. So the same idea, but they still need the eating and drinking mobile
Eating and
if they are
drinking
going
mobile.
to be selling,
Okay. Food and drink.
preparing, cooking
Oh,
food.
cooking
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I will. Let's look Christine in this conversation as well, so that I'm sure everything will be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to carry all the load.
Okay, that sounds great. If you need any follow-up meetings for anything, please
Okay.
don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay.
Is Nicole completely out of commission for a couple of days or?
Yeah. That just passed yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So I think we're not going to have her for.
Okay.
She's awesome. Yeah. I think
Okay.
Yeah. So we're not going to have her for maybe a couple of weeks. I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, definitely keep in touch. Let us know.
Okay.
We're all obviously here to help. So
Thank you, appreciate that.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And don't you worry, like Kelly's keeping all the notes. So figure out what we need to know.
Thank you.
We're here for you. We'll make this work.
I totally appreciate the support. Thank you.
All right. Leslie, do you have anything from VRT?
Nope, we're good.
Great. Cameo.
No, I saw on the map that they had a first aid booth, and then we'll work with emergency management as we get closer to the event with anything in particular.
Great. Thank you. And Sydney.
We don't have any questions. We're just waiting on the proof of insurance.
Great. Awesome. Well, Dio, you are off the hook. We will.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to the event, and
Thank
we'll
you.
have everyone follow up to just make sure we've got all the.
Everything's-
Oh, wait, no, we've got something from the state.
Oh, okay.
We need to give y'all an actual spot at the table.
So I'm Steve Walker. I'm the security manager for the
I
state
thought
of
that was a
Idaho
good escape. Go ahead.
Department of Administration. So just a couple of questions. When you were doing your first introduction, you mentioned something about doing summer games at the front of the Capitol.
Yeah.
Is that just soccer or was that?
Soccer
Okay.
game. Yeah, like young little boys. I mean, we do like a youth soccer.
Perfect. Just making sure not going to have like lawn darts on the
No,
front
no.
grass. So,
It's
okay,
just,
good deal.
it's just, yeah. It's very. We did it once and people loved it. That's why we're bringing it back. Yeah. So
Cool.
it's something.
Awesome. And then just a reminder, no alcohol on state property consumption or sales of. So
Okay.
if we move the fence back behind the vendors on Capitol, it might enter into the Y, the grassy area of the Y.
Okay.
So
Now let me ask you this, because now this is another thing that because usually our footprint ends on where the restroom the porta potties are, which is the curb on we use the Jefferson for activities like soccer games or people wanting to take pictures in front of the Capitol or just families and we sometimes have artists painting in that area. That's all it is. So now what we can do, because do you want us to put the fence by after the curb or is it okay that we put it behind the actual road so that it kind of shows the Capitol steps, you know what I mean?
I think you're fine doing that. I don't really see any issues with it. Yeah,
because I'm just trying to see where's the state property there,
So-
and what's because seems like everything kind of
and that's kind of why we're here now, is because everything kind of connects. Right?
exactly,
So,
yeah.
for the Capitol grounds, it's pretty much corner to corner to corner, that entire square block is what's defined as the Capitol grounds.
The actual Capitol building, like
Right.
from that curb
Correct.
onward. Okay,
Yep.
got it.
And we
Okay.
just want to remind you to try and keep access open to the driveways that are on the front of the Capitol as much as possible in case Idaho State Police needs to be there.
Oh,
Those are
okay.
parking spots for them.
Okay, for the
Yep.
okay.
But
Okay.
according to your map, you're good to go on that.
Okay, yeah, then we'll just follow the map then. Okay. Okay. Because I mean, I have people doing the logistics and I don't have all the information, in my head as well, so, but they know what they're supposed to do and
Yeah.
what's supposed to be done. So hopefully, and, but again, if I see, so I'll just make sure that we put no alcohol behind this point,
Yeah.
Signs and stuff like that. So they don't go into because sometimes I'll tell you, we leverage the restroom in the building itself, because sometimes we have a lot of people that wants to go walk around, look at the Capitol and take pictures, things like that.
We encourage that.
Exactly. And I did talk to Daniel Foster about that, if we can have access to that, because we have a bunch of pictures where even the performers as well, they will stand in front of it, and because it's a gorgeous building and people love it. So,
And we'll get in contact with you
Okay.
in reference to your conversation with Daniel Foster
Okay. Awesome.
for reserving the steps for that. So
Okay.
sound good?
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Probably
And what's your name?
Steve Walker. I'll leave you with our contact
Thank
information.
you. Because I can't remember.
Thank you.
I have to say it in 10 times before it sticks in my head. Sorry. Thank you, Steve.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Can I?
You're off the hook, man. Up next, Twilight Criterion, Carly and Mike. Just you. You are more than enough, Carly.
I'm more than enough. You're right. Okay. Do you need me to do something? Nope. Okay. Twilight Criterium is back again. Let's see. Saturday, July 9th. So we're a couple months out. This, the event for all kind of main purposes isn't changing at all. It's our 35th anniversary of the Twilight Criterium, which is awesome. So we're kind of doing some additional things on our end to celebrate 35 years of the event here. The full day at the park, kind of the same deal. I guess I'll dive into that here in a second. As in the past, the start finish line is still right there in front of the State House. And we use Cecil Andrus Park as kind of the expo hub from the spectators' perspective. And then our VIP tent runs along Jefferson, right there across from the start finish line. We, from a nonprofit perspective, run the event kind of into ourselves every year. So we're the main beneficiary of the event, but we do have nonprofit partners that we bring in. And we are again this year working with Mission 43. And so that carries over from last year as well. A big change for us this year, I guess kind of the biggest change is the National Criterium umbrella that we fall under. We're in a new criterium circuit as one of the top 10 races in the nation, which is fantastic for us to get that designation. And so with that comes an increased national media presence. So nothing changes here how we produce it, but who sees it and who comes from that production perspective is different. And we haven't had that before. So to the best of my knowledge, what I know is a large video team and production team that comes with that for the outdoor interactive media company that does like outdoor TV and all of that. They send quite a few people. And then we are, this is year 2 of a 2-part pilot that we're putting together for a national TV series following some of the athletes that ride in these races. And so there'll be some more video production this year to put the rest of that pilot together. So it's really just the new National Criterium Cup. And then again, I guess brings in some additional funding and some additional athletes. So that's kind of the biggest change for us. I wish I would have used bigger type for myself. So keeping our same security plan with Mav that does our security in the park from an alcohol perspective and in our VIP tent. Our medical plan is the same. We use St. Luke's Sports Medicine, both for the athletes race medical, and then as well as in the park for spectator, any needs in that regard. It's typically just people are hot. And that's usually what someone goes into labor every year. Those are the 2 things that happen at the Twilight every year. But really most of our medical needs are athlete specific. And so we have a pretty robust process with St. Luke's Sports Medicine for that. I do know that I need to send the information over from them though. I just got it. So I know that I owe that. What's that one? What did the Expo Park is still there. I already covered that. Food vendors, they're not all set yet. But I will send over once we have them, the paperwork from them. Same
deal is what we've done in the past, where I'll have just a couple of food vendors in the park. We really encourage people to visit the businesses throughout the day and the restaurants in downtown versus provide food for everybody there. But we will have a couple, and then those food vendors are who we work with from any of the catering perspective for any of the VIP tents. So it's pretty limited what we offer. From our trash and recycling, we've already got stuff on order with Conrad. We place those dumpsters over by the post office. We have an agreement with them to kind of block their dumpsters with our dumpsters, and that has worked pretty well. We do have a volunteer team that helps with that in the park every year. And then it's me that goes to the park the next day and cleans up anything that was left in the dark. So I think we do pretty well with that. We don't have live entertainment. We have the live announcing that happens from the race trailer all day. But as far as Saturday goes, there isn't any entertainment. I'll touch on Friday's entertainment after this. What's that one say? Sorry, guys. Oh, insurance. Everybody has them now. When I sent this over, we didn't, but I think it all came in since then. And so we should be good with all of the 2022 insurances. We've had a good plan from a parking perspective with you guys, and I think we'll just do the same if it works for you to do the same thing. We sign everything in advance, letting people know what's going to eventually be no parking, and try to give a big heads up so that we don't have to tow cars out of the footprint. And we really give everybody until the last moment possible to move their cars if they do leave them where they shouldn't overnight. The nice thing about this being 35 years running is downtown businesses and the folks that live downtown are pretty familiar with how this goes. I do personally visit all of them though, and give them a reminder of how they can get in and out of their homes or their businesses during that week. Because it is a large footprint that we close, but we don't close it any streets or anything until that morning. We do all of our setup with no road closures prior to the morning of. And I've already got everything reserved with you, Summer. I think that's my last little bucket there, I would assume. And so I think we're all good. We have the park reserved for Friday for setup, Saturday for the full event day, and then through part of the day on Sunday so that we can follow back up once it's light again to get anything else that was left behind out of there. For the alcohol service, we keep all of that within Cecil Andrus Park. We do use the bike fencing that we have for the course as our fencing for the park. It's all breakaway fencing from an emergency exit perspective, but we keep the one large entrance right there at Capitol and Bannock is the in and out for kind of all general event purposes. To get in and out of the expo. We'll have 6 breweries again that are 4 locals and then 2 regional breweries that come in, and everything is again contained in the park there, and then it's the same product that is served and contained in the VIP tent. We have a staff of, a volunteer group that is all tips trained that does all of our pouring for us, but we do morning of training and reminders for them day of. And our VIP tents all have hired bartenders versus volunteers. And then we do tokens for drinks versus people taking cash. This is the current schedule, starting with when we're on site at 5 a.m., starting with some of our street setup, with then when the full road closure takes place. And we give ourselves just an hour from when we fully close the roads from a traffic perspective to when the first race happens. So we're moving in the morning. And then as you can see, it's a solid day of race after race after race. The opening ceremonies is something that I'll point out. That's at 6:45. The mayor always speaks at that briefly. And then that's what kicks off the women's pro and men's pro races. That's the busiest time of the day. So pretty much that 6 o'clock timeframe leading up to the opening ceremonies through the end of the night is when the most attendees are there. We do close all of the crosswalks. We say the last 15 minutes. Realistically, it ends up being the last 20 minutes of the men's pro race. But we sign it as the last 15 minutes. They're just moving too fast to let people cross the street. But we announce that all day long, and then we have those crosswalks staffed. But we only have 3 crosswalks through the event anyways. We direct all other traffic for people that are just trying to walk around to the outside streets. And then we have our final awards ceremony, and we try to get out of there by midnight. I mentioned we are partnering with Mission 43 again. So this is just kind of showing you the kids ride perspective. We bring Kristen Armstrong and sometimes Muffy Davis over to ride with all of the kids. That's kind of our youth races are the first part of the day. So we still will be doing that again. Right now, I believe it is just Kristen that is coming. Having said that, I don't know if there's another Olympian that's coming with this outdoor interactive American Criterium Cup perspective. So I will share if there is anybody else with a name that is to note that's in attendance. But right now, this is kind of who we've got going for this piece. I mentioned the opening ceremonies, and so we do know that I do have confirmation that the mayor will be there, so we're set there. This is just to kind of show where the road closure footprint is. We bump it out just enough to divert traffic, but we try to keep ourselves pretty tight from a road closure perspective. What we fill in the blocks between where the actual race course is and where the road closures are, that's where the athlete buses and things go. And so this kind of gives you the big picture of where the course sits within the road closure. This is my awesome hand-drawn map from last year. To give you an idea of where vendors will be as they all kind of get set. And I think Summer, I just continue to communicate with you. When we get closer and we cut off that we won't have more vendors, I'll give you the final updated map of how many people we have, who's nonprofit and whatnot, and we can kind of work through that. But it always looks pretty much just like this. The bathrooms that we bring in all are placed where the paths or the sidewalks give accessibility access to them. So that's kind of why you see them scattered throughout. And so those pieces will, I guess, stay the same. I did mention that we do a pretty hefty neighbor notification process for this. We also encourage all the businesses to participate. So the option is stay open, come down, activate your storefront, and lots do. And so it's a really great partnership. But I pretty much start a month out starting to let everybody know. So there's lots of lead time into what we're doing. Downtown bars and restaurants, we give them the access to be able to show the event, the live stream of the event. So that's our partnership there. And now just to touch on what's happening on Friday, which is not at the park, it is over at Jump. It's a partnership specifically with Jump and with Simplot as kind of a larger weekend, but we tie in the kickoff to the Twilight Criterium to Free French Fry Day. And so similar to what we did last year, all just contained within their outdoor property. We have a concert that takes place. We invite the athletes down for a little meet and greet. Simplot gives out free French fries and beef sliders. And we sell beer and wine down there, again, just to help support the Twilight Criterium. I can answer additional questions about that if we have them. And that's all.
Thank you, Carly. You always do such a nice job. I'm gonna make sure that I get Free Friday on the mayor's calendar.
Free
Fun
Friday.
fact, French fries are her favorite food. So
Okay.
she will
She should come over.
not want to miss that.
It's a good one.
Awesome. You did such a great job, but we'll go around the table and just see if there are any outstanding questions from folks. Debbie?
Hi,
Hi.
this is my first time reviewing traffic control for this. I haven't received the plan yet.
I can send it to you. I know that you guys have it and accept, that was kind of our big work through was making sure that the highway district was thumbs up.
Yeah, I
before
got
we
the
pull the trigger on that. So I'll
traffic-
forward it to you.
Okay, yeah, because I got the permit and everything. I just did not get the traffic control plan.
I can
So
send it
that would be
over.
great. And then I
Yep.
could look at it. And then pedestrians. So you're gonna have people at all the crosswalks and are we gonna have any sidewalks closed at all?
Nope. Let me go to where you can, oh, this one. Okay. No, we don't close any of the sidewalks through or around. The 3 crosswalks that we keep for the event are on 8th Street, and then so somebody could walk through eventually through the course.
It's just kind of holding them up while they.
Yep.
yeah,
So we
okay.
run them with, we have volunteers and rope and things like that. And so we actually physically open the crosswalk when there's no athletes,
Right.
and we use flaggers. That's a typical, the way that these events run, to signal when there starts to be the lead cyclist coming. We close the crosswalks again. So we regulate the flow of traffic from that regard. And then we have the one that goes into where the expo is.
Okay.
Existing sidewalks and the surrounding crosswalks are all open and
Oh, okay.
function
okay.
as normal.
And then, of course, you heard about the bathroom doors opening into the sidewalk, you know.
Yeah, no, we are squared away for that
Okay.
with where our placement is. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah.
Carly, I just need to get some documentation from you so we can calculate how many meters that we need to reserve. And also I'll get with you in regards to what time you want us to start putting that stuff up. I know that you have signs. Is that right? Do we give you signs or do you, how does that work again?
You give me signs, and it usually takes all of yours and some of BPD's to get enough. And then I typically print
That's right.
what it's for and then tape them to the front of them, and then I bring them back to you,
Okay.
ready to go.
All right. Sounds great. We'll
Okay.
work that out here coming up
Okay.
soon. Thank
Yep.
you.
Hi, Carly.
Hi.
So we have your notifications. You're good to go there. You mentioned during your presentation, the vendor list is still to be determined.
Mhm.
So once you have that, just send it in as well.
Yep.
The VIP caterers, they're not going to have to obtain a temporary event permit, but just do us a favor and include their name on the vendor list and just to note that they're catering and not vending.
Yep, it's the same. It's the same. We only allow the folks that are the vendors there to be the caterers.
Oh,
So you have to work within that same little group. So you'll have them.
understood. Thank
Yep.
you.
We're good on our end. We'll just work together.
Hey, I know that you've got the neighborhood notification thing down pat, so we're good. But if you want to send me that link to the live stream, we can put that in our e-newsletter.
Okay.
So that businesses can take advantage of that.
Okay.
Cool, thanks.
So I see that you applied for your special events permit already through the fire department. But there's no documentation yet, and I'm sure that's going to change as Event Rent submits that stuff.
Mhm.
But could you also put a copy of the footprint
Yep.
with the documentation and attach it to the permit?
You got it.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Yep.
I think for police, everything looks good. Last year, we thought the staffing was good, so we'll probably just copy that. I'll get with you after and get the contract going.
Okay, yeah, because we do the, and then we have the bike guys that are on the
Fine.
course for the pro races. So,
You're saying motors?
yep.
Yeah.
Yep, so we'll want to make sure
Our
that I have
bicycle
them.
officers compete and come in last, then we can do that.
Yes,
maybe,
yeah. Yep,
Cool. I'll get with you.
okay, great.
Hi, Miss Carly.
Hi.
Wonderful job as always. Greatly appreciate how much you do on all of this. Just a couple of quick questions. What is your estimated attendance size going to be?
Probably 10 or 15,000.
Thank you.
Yep.
And then what is your guys' communication plan with the people working the event? And then also how are we going to communicate with the first responders? I know you guys do this in the past, just good
Yep,
to know.
and I
that.
didn't mention that in my presentation, sorry. We do radios. We have radios. We have 2 channels. We have a medical channel. And then we have all the event organizers and security team on a separate channel. And then we have one person that monitors both and tags into, like, if somebody from the medical side needs to get me, because I sit on the other channel. And so we have one person on site that's monitoring both. And that's the best way that we can communicate that on our cell phones. From a large announcement perspective, if we needed to make one, we have the announcing trailer and the speakers that are there. That's how we would mass communicate anything that needed to be that way. It's mostly the medical guys talking to each other, but you guys are always welcome to have one of those radios if you want one.
Awesome. Thank you. So we'll do on the first responder side is we'll get everything together once we get that traffic control plan, figure out who's working from the PD side, and we'll reserve some of our own emergency channels for communication between police, fire, and medics if needed.
Okay. Yep. And I also didn't mention that we typically have the fire truck down there on site to right there by the 8th Street by the Capitol so that you guys can exit to State Street if needed. But getting on your radar to have somebody come early enough to fill the ice baths from the fire truck. That's something that sometimes I forget to ask in advance. So that would be great. Okay. I think I've covered the state guys too. You guys are good. Nope. Oh man. Okay. What?
I'm good for now. Just wanted to mention that if you could include the special events at cityboise.org when you send the traffic control plan. I don't believe that I've seen that.
Yeah, I definitely at some point sent it, but I'll send it to I'll send it to you and I'll send it to everybody. Yeah,
I recall the conversations of getting the green light from ACHD to have the event.
I'll get it over to you.
Okay. And then I can get that dispersed to everyone as well. Obviously your vendor list when it gets a little bit closer, and then anything else that you need, just let me know.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Kelly.
Stephen Paul.
Real quick, have you applied for reserving the capital steps for your event?
Yep, it's already
And you have
reserved.
that permitted?
Yep,
Okay.
already set.
Second thing, we own the Borough Post Office building as well.
Yep.
And so you're going to park a couple of dumpsters in that area?
So so not in the lot, it's over actually right on that kind of sidewalk piece that's between where your dumpsters and the fence is to the street.
Okay.
You guys get your dumpsters serviced. I arranged that with Republic. We pay for the extra service.
Okay.
And then we block you.
That's what I was thinking.
Just for the weekend.
If you'll use our dumpsters to just pay for the service, that's fine.
Yep, we pay for service and then we bring in the extras.
Okay.
So that way you guys are covered and we're covered there. And then I do take the same neighbor notification in to the folks working at the post office.
Okay.
We don't close the parking lot, but we do make sure that the mail truck gets out
Okay.
prior to when we close the road.
Okay. If you need help with that, we have their point of contact too. So we can help you with that if you
I
need to.
always need help getting that
Okay,
point of
yeah.
contact. That's a
And
big one.
then are you going to erect a stage in front of the Capitol building?
The stage that we bring down, the announcing trailer and some of those media trailers that are there, we put basically a little bit in the street and then onto the sidewalk, but we
Okay.
keep the sidewalk open
Okay.
behind us to the steps.
Do you need power?
No,
Okay.
nope.
I think
And we
that-
put the generators in the park
Okay.
on the city side and we run the power over the Finish Line Trust. So we're actually not putting
Oh,
any
okay.
generators or anything
Okay.
on your stuff.
Okay. I think Steve has a few things. Thank you.
I might be raining on your parade.
Oh,
No alcohol on state property.
Yep,
And
we
the
don't-
VIP is the VIP tent not having.
not on
alcohol.
state property.
The-
The piece, we actually bridge the tent specifically so that it's only on city property.
But we
Where the alcohol is. So what is it, Studebaker? Studenberg Park. That grass piece, we don't have any alcohol there. And just the strip from between the sidewalk to the street
Okay.
is part of the city park piece. And so that's where we have the back of the tent line.
I love it. You guys
Yeah.
always figure out a
I'm
way
way
to get
heavy
around
on
it.
that
So
one. Yep, and then
I'm
we
good
have
with that.
security there to make sure that people aren't
Yeah.
taking alcohol on the grass. Yep.
see, you did have everything solved.
I'm
Good
way
to
ahead of
go.
you on that part.
And I'm going to notify the car park about the Bora parking lot. I know you're,
Yep.
the Bora post office and whatnot, but we'll close it down. That way they're not trying to monitor it. You don't get people trying to visit in there, get stuck in there.
Yep, I
And then if
believe
you
they
have to
have
park
that
media
already.
there, then you're good.
Yep,
So
yep, great. Thank you.
I don't want
I was going to just offer, because that parking lot will be closed, do you want to use that for any of your media trailers or for parking?
I do. I usually do.
Okay, because
People that I know can stay there, that can be locked in the whole day. We
Okay.
sometimes put things there. So I appreciate that. Thank
and
you.
then did you want to put anything on the roof of the Bora building
No, I don't think so.
for media?
I don't think so, but now that you offered it, maybe, I don't know.
I watched from up there the 2 years.
Yeah.
ago. It was amazing.
Yeah.
That's what we're offering. So if you want to know. let us
Awesome. I
know.
appreciate
So,
that.
all right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe I want to watch it from up there. That sounds like a great idea. When you can't find me, you know where I am.
Leslie.
I'm just looking at the footprint. It looks like we might have to detour. So when we see that traffic control plan, we'll put a plan in place.
Yeah, sorry. I thought, I don't know why you don't have it, but I'll get it to you.
All good. We got plenty of time.
Yeah. This is months from now, you guys.
Cameo.
Good morning. If you'll just fill out that PDF form on our website for the medical plan and then note how the communications will work back and forth. And then I'll work with Rachel and emergency management on for the further piece when we get closer.
Okay.
Thank
Well,
you.
if you had everything buttoned up, these guys wouldn't have anything to do. They would be so bored. You gotta leave like some like little breadcrumbs hanging.
Right.
And Sydney.
We're all good on our end.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks, Carly.
Hey, thanks.
All right, just a couple reminders. We have 2 after action reports that are due. Put my reading glasses on so I get them right. The Boise Farmers Market, Capital City Public Market, Week of the Young Child, and Race to Roby Creek are due at the end of this month. I might recommend doing them before we all go away for a long Memorial Day weekend. And then by the end of June, the BFF Block Party for Idaho Gives, Boise Spring Run, YMCA Famous Idaho Potato Marathon, and Hayden Beverage Concert due by the end of June. Couple pending approvals that we have. Music on the Water and Neon Nights Race, which is coming up pretty quickly. YMCA Capital Kids Classic Kids Run and Global Lounge Market are all awaiting pending approvals. Is anybody waiting for information from those event organizers that Kelly can help round up, or are you all?
We're still waiting on the special events fireside permit to come through.
Okay.
Which one is that for, Jesse? Jesse, which one is that for?
Music on the Water.
Okay.
Music on the Water. Okay. Anyone else waiting on information from event organizers on those awaiting sign off?
I did want to mention too, oh, Dio is still here. Dio, did you clarify if you guys are going to start the market after World Village? Okay, so that I will push the date back again, but it was a little cumbersome for them to do both.
Great.
So that date will change to July.
Perfect. All right. Anything else for the good of the order before we sign off today? Kelly, any reminders anybody needs? I like it when you give me a laundry list. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your week and a good Memorial Day weekend, as I don't think that we'll see you before.
Thank you.